Hello everyone, it is me again, Deidre, Ms. Black California 2024, and this is Her Majesty, your melanated guide through pageantry. You are so welcome back, but if this is your first time, then welcome to the Queendom. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is so relevant to so many different women in pageantry and out of pageantry too, and that is comparison. So this is a video about how to stop comparing yourself to others and how to truly embrace who you are right now. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned and let's learn how to do it. So comparing yourself is something that I've struggled with for years in many different avenues, whether that's physically or intellectually or mentally or financially. I've compared myself to people left and right, basically my whole life. Thankfully, at a point where it is not an issue that plagues me so often because I've truly learned how to combat it. And I combat it using these steps. So if you yourself are struggling with this issue and you're looking for a way to truly be free from judging yourself, then this is a way to do it. The first of those steps is to practice gratitude. Now, this is the first step because it is the most essential. It is important that you free yourself of the illusion that you are not enough as you are right now. I need you to give yourself permission to let that go. And the way that you can do that is by realizing and by acknowledging the things that are going well for you. There's truth in the statement, the presence of someone's beauty is not the absence of your own. So whatever that thing is that you're comparing yourself to someone for, whatever that quality, whatever that asset, that physical feature, whatever it is that you see is beautiful in that person, it very well could be beautiful in that person. But that doesn't mean you're less beautiful because it's not you. It means that there are different things that make you, that make you beautiful, that are different from other people. And just like how you're looking at someone and thinking, wow, isn't this person so spectacular? Other people are looking at you and thinking the same thing, I assure you. Practicing gratitude is a great step in that direction. Another tip for how to stop comparing yourself to other people is to realize the illusion of social media. So much of why we feel inferior to others is because we are comparing ourselves to a rose-colored glass view of them or a social media curated version of them. And with the social media portion, it's extremely important to know that what people show you on social media is a version of themselves that they want to show you. Even this right now, this is the version of me I'm choosing to show you. And similarly, other people are operating the same way. Just because someone else's life looks really great doesn't mean that that is 100% all of their reality, because there are things that go on behind the scenes. And that's also why when it comes to fame and fortune, things like that, it's really important to realize that life is yin and yang. Life has good and bad and in between. And things that look really, really good probably come with their own struggles and issues. So it's important to, again, practice that gratitude and know that your life on its own, by itself, is worth celebrating. Another big tip for how I stop comparing myself is to celebrate other people. The problem with comparison is that it pits you against someone else and you use other people as a measuring stick for yourself. When in fact, everyone's on a different journey, everyone's got a different set of circumstances, and everyone is following a different path. So it's not actually accurate for you to compare yourself to other people because they are on a completely different path than you, which is of course easier said than done. But one way in the short term that I'm able to make peace with that is acknowledging that I do think that this person is beautiful, that I do think a person is articulate or talented or graceful or magnetic or funny, whatever that thing that I'm admiring in someone else. Celebrating them and telling them that you like that about them is a great way to diffuse that energy of longing that you have for their life. Instead of holding yourself up to them and trying to compare, you can simply acknowledge them free of comparison and say, wow, this person has beautiful hair. Wow, this person is so articulate. They're so funny. They're so magnetic. They're so flexible. Like whatever it is, it can be anything at all. Just letting them know that you think it's beautiful. And as you notice, it's very common in our culture, in our Western culture, that when someone gives you a compliment, you give them one back because It's such a mutual thing in our world to look at other people with rose-colored glasses, but rarely do we look at ourselves that way. So just like how we're admiring other people, they're admiring us too. Another helpful tip is to set boundaries for yourself as far as how much you're willing to look into other people's lives. This one can be tricky, especially in pageantry, when we know who the contestants are, we know what city they're representing, we know their social media pages, we know all of these things. Of course, there's a piece of us that wants to investigate, but one of the ways that we can stop comparing ourselves to people is stop enabling that part of ourselves by doing unnecessary research of other people's lives. It's not going to give you an edge. It's not going to help you. It's not going to elevate you. In fact, it's probably going to end up making you more nervous. Some ways to set healthy boundaries on social media are to limit your level of exposure, to give yourself a timer for how much you want to be on, unfollowing pages that make you feel bad about yourself, or only following pages on a professional business account as opposed to your personal account. This can also be giving yourself time to respond to messages that make you feel uncomfortable. It's a wide range of things, but if you were to boil it down, giving yourself healthy social media boundaries means giving yourself permission to step away from it. And in this day and age where we're so connected to social media, that can be difficult, but it's extremely advantageous to your mental health to set a line where you don't feel obligated to continue giving it your energy or attention. Our final tip is to learn to compete with yourself instead of others. Now that's a heavy one, because when we think about our 3D world and the logistics of, well, there's going to be 14 girls and they're going to be from this many regions, which means I have this many in my division, and it's easy to get caught up in the specifics. But at the end of the day, someone else's performance has nothing to do with you, and your performance has nothing to do with anyone else. Instead of competing with others and comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to yourself. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, to who you were a year ago. Compare yourself to who you want to be. What is she like? That version of you that you're aspiring to become like. What does she do? That's who you really should be comparing yourself to. It really should only be yourself. People have so many different journeys. They're in different chapters. Some are in completely different books. And that's why it's not relevant to you, because they're on a different path than you are. But one person that is on the same path as you is you. There really is nobody else that you're competing with. You're only competing with you. So the only person you should be concerned with being better than is the you were yesterday. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, then hit subscribe and become part of the queendom. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day or a great night, and I'll see you in the next one.